Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Google Classroom. We got a pretty fun project for you today. We're going to work with line. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3, and 4 minute drawing using a line-based design. At the demo table, I'll talk more about that. Definitely feel free once the whole thing's done. If one of them is good, or I call them keepers, go ahead and maybe work back into it. After you're done drawing, please post a picture to the classroom stream. Please also comment on work done by your classmates. Stick to the timer. Constraints make art way more interesting. The most interesting art I ever made was before I could draw and paint really well when I was in high school and college. I was always working around the limitations of my ability level. So if maybe you're not feeling so good about your drawing skills, that's perfect. Okay, you're just the person that I need to work on these projects today. So I really enjoy looking at the work in the classroom stream. It makes doing this worthwhile. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you over at the demo table. Alright, hey guys. This is the demo table, and this is where the instruction mostly takes place. I do my best to keep it short, keep it condensed, so buckle up and let's get started. For these projects, you can use whatever you want. You can use a pencil or you can use a marker. I'm going to use a little bit of both. I'll try to use marker whenever possible because it shows up on the camera just a little bit better. So, what are we working on? We are working on the first art tool. I try to teach things one at a time and then combine them later, which is line. Simply put, a line is a moving, ooh, that's a bad end, dot. If I have a dot and it goes from point A, which is right there, to point B, which is here, okay, the line describes the path the dot took. So let's maybe it went this way, okay? So it made a squiggly line or a squiggly path, all right, squiggly path. Or we have a new point A and a new point B, and maybe it's a zigzag path. Yeah, look at that, some jagged. That'd make a great mountain landscape. Or maybe going from point A to point B, it took the most direct path possible, and I'll never test you on this, but if you remember this word, you may impress someone later. Maybe it goes from point A to B in the straightest line possible and creates a vector. Okay, so there you go. There's your new vocab word for the day. If two lines follow the same path, so I got this line and I got this line, they are said to form a contour. And what we're going to do today is we are going to do some contour line drawings. What I want you to know is that failure is not the worst thing in the world. And in fact, I'm going to fail for you in just a few seconds. I'm going to get out a new piece of paper. I'm going to divide it into 4 sections, and I'm going to do a quick demo. Here we go. Alright, so I got myself out a sheet of paper, and I've also got my cell phone here that I'm going to use as my timer. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle of the bottom of the page. I'm going to find the middle of the top of the page. I'm going to draw the straightest line I can. Alright, that divides it in half. And then we'll find the center of that side. Sorry if you can't see it. I'll get better at this. Got my preview screen, I'll look at that more often, right there. And then we'll draw a line, and just like that, I've got 4 equal sections. If you want, you can fold it. Sometimes I fold it. So the way this works is I'm going to talk you through my first one, okay? This would be a 1-minute drawing, but I'm just going to talk you through it. So you start by drawing between 5 and 9 lines that go from one end of the page to the other. And I don't want you to think too hard about this. Hey, I don't know. You can plan this well, but I think sometimes, especially in like the initial stages of learning, it's really important to maybe just go with the flow, and especially like You know, this day and age, going with the flow is going to be a very good skill to have. I think I put down 4 lines, I'm not sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself 1 minute on my cell phone, 1 minute to contour the lines in. 1 moment, please, while I boot up my cell phone. All right, there we go. Reset. All right, so got this. I pressed start on the cell phone. I'm just going to talk you through it. So I'm following the lines just like this, all right? And it's a lot of times in life and in art specifically, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And, you know, I have a hard time with time limits, okay? Like, they tend to freak me out. But I would rather accept that maybe I don't have enough time to finish this, and have 10% of it done, but the 10% that's done is really well done. I think that is far superior to having the whole thing done, but the whole thing is just really sloppy. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill in the space with a series of lines that reflect the contour of like the previous line, but the lines may never cross. That's the one, I guess, rule, if you want to call it that. And maybe not a rule, but maybe a constraint or a limitation to your work that forces creative solutions. You can see many of my contours merged. Hey, I cheated. I went for a minute and 20 seconds. My bad, guys. The next one, I'm going to give myself 2 minutes. Ready, set, go. All right, so timer started. I'm putting in my lines. I'm keeping them interesting. I like to alternate, you know, geometric and organic lines. If you're saying, hey, Seidel, I don't know what you're talking about, geometric, organic, don't worry, we'll touch on that later. But the one thing I want to do is make sure that none of my lines cross. All right, I got my starter lines in, and now we go back in. We trace, we trace, we trace. And, you know, after you're done with the next 2 drawings, after you've done all 4, you're well within your rights if you got I call them keepers. If you got a good one, it's kind of like fishing. If you got a good one, you know, go ahead and work back into it. You know, no one's going to like, I'm not going to like, you know, send you a nasty email or anything if you do that. But I think at this point, you should be more, you know, focused on the process of starting these and running out of time. Because each time you run out of time and you haven't finished, you have, you know, in theory, you failed. But like the thing is, okay, you failed the objective, but you succeeded in the attempt. And that's an important distinction to make. A lot of things in life, at least the things I feel are worth doing, you're not going to get your first try. It doesn't just go for art. That goes for sports. That goes for singing. It goes for dancing. A lot of things take resilience, and I find that each time I fail at something, I kind of have an idea of how I'd like to start it over or start anew on my next attempt. So I would say what we're doing here is we're trying to take the sting out of learning. We're trying to you know, explore the concept, but we've all had that's time. We've all had that moment of working on a drawing, and you're like, man, this really isn't working. But you've already spent maybe 30 minutes on it, and you're like, well, you know, I don't want to waste those 30 minutes. But the deal is, it's, you know, you can't go back in time. It only goes forward. So embrace the failure and move on. All right. For the 3-minute and 4-minute drawing, I am going to close my big fat mouth, and I'm just going to draw so that when I put these videos together, I can speed these sections up so that you guys don't have to, you know, I want these videos to be in the most condensed format possible. I want to be respectful of your time. I don't want you to have to spend your whole day drawing. In fact, at your guys' age, I would say that, 10 to 20 minutes of drawing a day is gonna make you a really good artist if you can do it, every day or 3 days a week or every other day. Some people have the privilege of being able to draw for 3-4 hours a day. I never had that privilege. Okay, I had to make it work where I could, and everything's going okay for me. So with that being said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to do a 3-minute drawing. All right, well done. Go ahead and post a picture of your drawings in the Google Classroom stream. And if you don't mind, maybe like or comment on a classmate's work. Remember that, we're all getting better. We're all being a master of our own ability levels, so I certainly don't expect anyone to be perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and believe it or not, you and I, we're never going to be perfect. So we just got to do the best we can right now, and keep fighting the good fight. And I look forward to seeing you guys work. I hope you have a great day, and we'll check back in tomorrow. Take it easy.